How you doing? I am so glad that you are here to join me in my kitchen for Kitchen Chats. Welcome. If you are new here, this is my opportunity to have a conversation while I prep my lunches for my kids. You don't really see much of that, just conversation. Um, Often I talk about something that's on my mind for about the first half, and then the second half I tend to talk about a tarot card, but for anyone who's not into tarot, it's such a small part of it because the way that I love tarot and the way that I love all esoteric things is that it is really about the internal embodiment. It's not necessarily about the card, it's not necessarily about external esoteric things. It's about how does it affect me and how do I live that in my body. Go ahead, stick around if you're new here and you haven't experienced it and you just want to see what it's like. Welcome. I'm so excited to hear. If you're back, I'm so glad you're back. I love having you in my kitchen. I love chatting with you. Let's go. So today is Thursday. And so Thursday is the final day that I get to my kids go to preschool. So they have 4 days a week in preschool, and then Fridays we're all together, and then it's the weekend. So it's kind of the last opportunity I have for the week to myself for an hour and a half. On the weekends we tend to do things together as a family because we don't really have that opportunity. Though we are working towards, big dreams are at some point a completely flexible lifestyle. But it is what it is for the time being, and we work to make things different, right? So for right now, that's how it is. So as such, today was my opportunity to get some tarot readings done. So I did a month ahead tarot reading because we are ending the end of the month here, and somebody had a month ahead reading that they wanted done, and then I'll do my own at some point. And it's just like doing these videos. Okay, anything in life that you're really passionate about, sometimes we forget how much we love doing something, and it just surprises me every single time. There's this thing that goes along with life, I guess you could say, right? So life gets busy, and there are things that you have decided are the key things you need to do in life, right? But if we have decided that something we really love is not actually one of those things, then sometimes we forget how much we love it because we're not doing it all the time. We don't always get that feeling, and we forget that it's there, and we just get into the drudgery of what we're doing, and we don't remember. And it sounds so silly sometimes. I think I talked about this yesterday in my kitchen talk towards the end, because we get so hung up on the things we have to get done. I have to eat. I have to feed my children. I have to make money, right? These are things we have to do to live. I have to have resources to be able to provide a life, right? And we get so hung up on the have tos that we don't always take our actual have tos, the things that light us up, the things that make us feel so good. If they don't fit into a stereotypical have to bucket, then sometimes we forget to do them, which sounds crazy because if it's something you love to do, why aren't you doing it all the time? I love giving tarot readings, and sometimes I just forget because it's not something I necessarily do every single day. I really do. I do my tarot and coffees, but that's a more general reading, right? That's for everybody. That's, let's see how this fits into your day. It's not the same as sitting down and giving a personal reading to someone else. I can do it for myself, sure, but again, still not the same. When I give a reading to someone else, I'm giving advice. I am reading the energy of the situation, and I'm saying, this is what you should be doing. And there's something about that just fills me with this excitement. It's similar to getting on here. I really enjoy, even though, again, this is kind of general, it's not the most general because I know not everyone's going to sit and watch an 11-minute video or listen to an 11-minute video of me talking, right? I know that there are people who are looking for information, who are curious about what I have to say, and they're going to be the ones to tune in and listen. And so it kind of changes it a little bit. Though I do really love my tarot and coffee. I do try to still produce that same excitement and passion through it. But there's just this different feeling of a longer form video, of being able to sit here and talk about what it is that's making me feel really good or really excited or really whatever in this moment. And I kind of talked about that yesterday because sometimes I'm like, oh, well, how much is it really necessary to do this right now? I have other things I need to be doing. What are those other things? Nothing. There's nothing else that I need to be doing during this time at this moment, right? So getting on here makes sense. This is perfect for me, okay? And we choose to not do that sometimes because we decide that other things are more important. So, right now, today, I am offering you the invitation to consider the things that you're actually excited about and fit them into your day because, and get this, the wild part, the more you do the things you really actually enjoy doing, the more energy you tend to have for other things that you have to do in your day. Me doing this, talking with you, is that sense of like, oh, I can do this and this. And I love doing both of them. This is fantastic, right? And then I leave this space with so much energy and excitement that it just elevates my whole day. And that was like doing the reading right now. Sometimes I get into my head and I'm like, oh, I have to set up my space. I have to set up my camera. I have to do just the perfect thing. No, as soon as I set up the space, which I do like doing because it feels nice, but I don't have to, I could read anywhere. The energy that I get through pulling cards and providing advice and just, it lights me up. I go to fairs and I'll do readings at fairs, and sure, at the end of the day, I'm exhausted because it's just been a long day of talking with people. And I mean, 8 hours of sitting and talking with anyone's going to get you a little bit tired, but also I just have this excitement and energy and drive and passion to keep doing the thing. And that is my reminder to keep showing up and doing the thing. And it's just crazy to me sometimes that we forget that we choose to not do those things that actually feel so good and exciting when they're actually available to us. So that's your offer there. Hold on, I gotta find something else for lunches. That is the offer there. And so what was our card today? Let's throw a little tarot in there because that's what I'm passionate about. And as much as I love giving advice, I also I love giving people the ability for them to do this for themselves. So I like to discuss the cards and kind of talk about them. So here's the Three of Wands. This is our card for today. Now, the Three of Wands, it's funny. There was a moment. I really enjoy Threads. I like writing. I never got into Twitter, which is now X. I never, for some reason, could get the vibe of that, but ever. But Threads has been something I really enjoy. Somebody had the question on Threads that was like, "Oh, what card are you the most frustrated with lately when it shows up?" And for me, Three of Wands kept showing up, and I kept being like, "Why? What is this frustration? Why do I keep getting this card? I don't like it." And I think it's because part of the Three of Wands is that there is some waiting involved with the Three of Wands. Because the Three of Wands is the time after you've planned, you now move forward into action. But sometimes that action is not your own personal action. Sometimes it's actions you've given to other people, and then you have to like see all of it play out. Threes tend to be about you and others, right? It's not just a singular person. It's how you interact with others too. And so you're doing things, but you're also asking others and inviting others to do things. And some of that includes waiting. Some of that includes them having to produce their things so that you can then move forward with your parts of things. And that can feel really frustrating to me because For me right now, I am a solo entrepreneur, right? Really, I don't have other people besides my own family with me. And that has its own things, and that's fine. But I can't always see those other things that are in motion outside of my space. Um, and in the Three of Wands, that's also partially true, right? He's watching the ships that he's sent out to do their things. He can't see what's going on in the ships. He can just see if they're actually traveling where they need to be going, right? And so it's very much a part of the card, and that unknowing part can be so challenging for me. And so if it's challenging for you too, I totally see you and I understand and I totally am right there with you. Um, but really, for me, the key message when we see the Three of Wands is that you're done planning. The Two of Wands is about planning. The Three of Wands is about action. And even if it's small action, even if it's action you can't really see what outcomes are coming out of it, even if it's action that feels like it doesn't pertain to the thing you're wanting to create in the world, the actions you're taking, the small baby steps you're taking along the way are getting you there. And so for me, the Three of Wands showing up today is like, do the things you know you need to do, even if you're not seeing the return on investment yet. I'm coming here and I'm doing my kitchen chat. I did my reading for that I needed to do for the month ahead. I'm planning things out because I have the time and the space. Yesterday, I had made one plan, which was to cook a certain meal, and then that plan fell through because I didn't have what I needed and I couldn't actually make it to the store. So, guess what? I did a different plan, and actually, I felt really good about what I did, which was work out. It was something else that I felt like would be good for me. And another one of those things that working out gives me a lot of energy and feels really good in my body. And then I'm like, oh, I've got other things I have to do. I can't take that on. And guess what? I did it and I feel so good from doing it. And I'm really happy that I did it. So the same thing will happen when the Three of Wands shows up for you, baby. It's just one of those things where, like, take your baby steps, take those moves that you need to make, trust the process, trust that you're making progress, even if it doesn't necessarily always feel like it. And so, do those things you want to do that feel so good for you to do, the things that give you satisfaction, the things that make you feel peaceful, the things that um, really make you feel successful. Those are the things. And if you pay attention, those are all very particular keywords I use. Those are the things that you need to be aiming for and doing, even if sometimes it doesn't feel like it fits into that have to bucket. Do them because they'll make you feel much better and it'll really help propel you forward. So that's my kitchen chat for today. I am out of time. I am so glad you were here, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.